Hey winners, welcome and welcome back to this channel. I am Winnie. I make locks and travel content. If you have already watched my two previous videos, then you will probably know that I'm filming all of these videos on the same day. It's a good way for me to stay consistent because life can get very hectic. So I think from now on, especially when it comes to like lock videos, on a day that I know I've got some time, I'm gonna film content back to back because I really want to work on my consistency. Anyway, if this is the first time you're watching a video of mine, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you're notified every single time that I upload. Like I said, I make locks and travel content, and I'm really hopeful that kind of towards the end of this year I'm gonna get back into like my travel content because I love traveling and I love sharing it with y'all and stuff. If you're an oldie and you've come back to watch this face of mine, love you a long time. So just like I say in all of my other videos, I've had my locks since 2011 and I've had various like lock maintenance methods, from interlocking to retwisting to semi-freeforming, back to retwisting again, currently semi-freeforming, been semi-freeforming again since this year January. And like I said in my other videos, I don't know what the future holds. Probably next year I might be like, okay, cool, we've like semi-freeformed for like a year or so, whatever, maybe we can get back to maybe retwisting, but instead of like retwisting every couple months, maybe I might do something where I go back to retwisting maybe like once or twice a year. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to there. Nevertheless, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 4 benefits of retwisting your locks. I've got my phone here with my notes so I don't forget anything. And yeah, this is also your opportunity to hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna say it again because there's a lot of y'all that watch my videos and aren't subscribed, and I need YouTube to know that y'all are enjoying my videos, y'all like to watch me, and yeah, so that we can take things to the next level. Anyway, my first point is that retwisting is a good way to separate your locks and make sure that they are not matting together from the roots, right? Retwisting is also a good way to aid new hair growth into the locks. Do feel like that is kind of self-explanatory, but I can really relate to that because at time of filming, today is the 15th of September. I haven't had a retwist since early January, right? So my roots are like very, what's the word? Full. I've got full roots. However, no matter how many times I'm like separating my roots and stuff, they basically mat together. Whereas obviously if I was retwisting, and even if I wasn't retwisting often, the likelihood of the large amount of my roots that are matting would be very, very slim. I also do believe that, like I did say as well, retwisting is a good way to aid or train your new growth to kind of be within your lock, in my opinion. My second point is that I personally think that it is easier for you to learn how to retwist your own locks compared to, for example, teaching yourself how to interlock. Interlocking, for example, requires for you to really know what you're doing. Obviously retwisting is the same thing, you need to know what you're doing, but obviously where interlocking involves you using a crochet needle and you putting your lock into like different directions, etc., you really need to know what you are doing, or literally that lock is just gonna drop out, okay? Whereas with retwisting, once you kind of grasp like what direction you got to retwist your hair in, and whether or not you want to use clips or you just want to use a hairband to put into place or whatever it may be, it's very easy for you to do. It's very easy for you to pick up on it. And if, like myself, if you kind of want to cut costs when it comes to the whole maintaining your locks and stuff like that, then retwisting can be, especially learning how to do it, can be a good way to go. My third point is, it's a bit of a long one actually, right? When the roots of your locks become loose, it can cause your hair to tangle sometimes, which can lead to breakage. Also, loose roots can cause for your locks to become frizzy and uneven, which can affect the overall appearance of one's locks. So retwisting your locks can actually keep your locks from looking neat and tidy and prevent them from being damaged. Okay, obviously this is a case by case thing, because I don't believe that, for example, loose roots affects everybody. For some people it may lead to the things that have been mentioned, depending on if, for example, you're always tying it up, you always have your hands in it, etc. However, for people, and I do think the vast majority of people with locks nowadays do care about the appearance of their looks. So if you're looking for that kind of neat and tidy, and you want your scalp to also be seen and all of that, then obviously retwisting is a good method. Like any other method though, you gotta just be mindful of how many times that you are retwisting. You know, the general rule of thumb that they do give to people is that you retwist your locks every 4 to 6 weeks. I personally think and feel at this precise moment in time, if, for example, I decided that actually I do want to go back to like retwisting, I would like to say I probably wouldn't want to get my locks retwisted not more than maybe twice a year, which would probably roughly equal to me getting my locks retwisted maybe once every 6 months. Just because I'm kind of going on a rant, but I can do that, right? Just because I find, right, and this kind of ties me on to my fourth point in a way, right? And my fourth point is, retwisting your locks is a good way to do lock maintenance without sacrificing your thickness, right? So with that in mind, gonna continue to say what I was gonna say. I find that the majority of people who I know who have thick locks and get their hair retwisted are those who generally tend to get their hair retwisted roughly, I would say maybe once every 4 or 5 months. They don't do that whole 4 to 6 weeks. They space it out. They're very comfortable with, you know, allowing for their roots to grow out, allowing for themselves to wash their locks and not feel like they have a retwist. But they get that retwist done between those 4 to 5 months. And because they have that space in between it, and obviously as they're washing and stuff, they are like separating the locks, etc., you don't sacrifice that thickness. Whereas if you're getting your locks retwisted often, which kind of probably will go into my cons one, but I do want to touch up on this now. If you're getting your locks retwisted, let's just say there are some people that swear by getting their locks retwisted every week, every 2 weeks, and I guess depending on their hair type, genes, etc., maybe it's not causing them any issue. But somebody from like myself, if I was gonna go and get my hair retwisted like once every month, right, or once every 3 weeks, my locks would literally be falling off the bone like they were in August. Was it August 2023 last year, or the year before that, where my hair was literally on the rope. So honestly, like I said in my previous videos, there's pros and cons for every single look maintenance, including not maintaining it at all and just going straight up free forming, right? So it's all about you figuring out what works best for your hair and what works best for your type. It's all good watching videos like mine, which I highly appreciate, because obviously without y'all I would not be here. It's all good watching other content creators. It's all good like reading blogs and listening to other professionals, etc. But at the end of the day, different things work for different people, different things work for different hair types and all of that. So it's important that you do your own research and figure out what will work best for you. But anyway, let me know in the comment section below, do you get your locks retwisted? And if you do, what have you found to be the benefits? And also, how often do you get your locks retwisted? Because like I said, currently like semi-free forming, or been semi-free forming this year. However, you know me, I'd give stuff a try, and then I may decide next year or in a couple months time I want to go back to retwisting. So if I was gonna go back to retwisting, for example, what would you say would be the best, what's the word, the best duration for me to do so. Like once every 4 months, once every 5 months, if I was gonna go down that route. I'll be curious to know. But yeah, until my next video, mwah, take care, be good, and thank you for watching.